Hello, 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 and welcome to the Marketing Mix today. I'm really excited. Today is the Small Business Saturday edit of the Marketing Mix, and I'm joined by Ruth and Turan, two of my fellow Small Biz 100s. And we're going to be talking all things Small Business Saturday today. Just in case you're wondering, Small Business Saturday this year is on the 4th of December. You can go and find out everything that's going on that website. I'm going to leave that running on the screen. If you're watching live, please do ask questions in the chat. We'll answer as many as we can as we go along. But we're just going to chat generally about what the day means to us, how it impacts our businesses, and what you can do to get involved. So I'm going to start off by asking my guests to introduce themselves, and because I can see Turan at the top of my screen, I'm going to ask him to go first.
Indeed, welcome. Thanks very much for inviting me along. My name, as you announced it there, is, and very well pronounced because people do struggle with it, is Turan Mirza. And I'm a hypnotist and a clinical hypnotherapist. And I treat, as you can see there on the screen, feel-good hypnosis. And I work with people with a wide range of issues, from anxieties, depressions, fears and phobias. I work with children. I've worked with children right down to the age of 4, right up to kids of 80 years of age and more. So, well, that's me in a nutshell. Don't know if you want more, or is that just a nice succinct intro?
That's a great intro. It's very interesting what you do. Gosh.
Indeed.
We'll come on to that more as we go along, I'm sure. So Ruth, next, please, if you just tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Yeah, my name's Ruth Pringle. I run Pringle Accountants, which kind of does what it says on the tin. I'm a chartered accountant, mainly dealing with small businesses based in North Manchester.
Brilliant. Oh gosh. Now, here's the thing, and this is specifically why when I invited Ruth, she sort of put a call out in the Small Biz 100 group, and Ruth said, "Oh, I'm interested." And then a couple of email exchanges later, she said, "I'm not sure you really want me." And I said, "Yes, I do." Because there's this big myth that Small Business Saturday is for businesses that have shops that sell things on the high street. And it's not. And Turan is actually a really good example of that as well, because the three of us don't have a shop. We provide services. Turan, I'm guessing you provide services to consumers as opposed to businesses. I could be wrong.
No, indeed. Yep.
Ruth provides services to businesses as I do. And that's the neat thing about Small Business Saturday, is that you don't have to sell gifts. You don't have to be a hairdresser. You don't have to be, I don't know, an art shop, a craft shop. Anybody, any small business can get involved. So that's why when Ruth said to me, "I'm not sure you want me," I was like, "Yes, I do," because Ruth is a really great example of a business-to-business company getting involved in Small Business Saturday. So let's just start off with Turan. You're a new intake of Small Biz 100 this year. I'll just explain. Small Biz 100 is every year Small Business Saturday opens applications for their Small Biz 100, and they choose 100 businesses that they spotlight one a day in the 100 days leading up to Small Business Saturday. It's very competitive. I know that every year applications go up, and you have to be very special to be that 100. So, Turan, you're this year's intake. So, how did you find out about Small Business Saturday, and what do you think it's, what does it mean to your business?
Well, again, one of the main award winners within small business is Louise Brogan, and I've known her for some time. So when she was talking about small business 2 or 3 years ago and saying that she was coming along to, or at the bus, as it was then, the bus tour, I went along, met her, met the folks in the bus. I think the following year they were back in Belfast. I didn't announce that, locate myself. I'm here in Northern Ireland. They came along and did a presentation, just informing people. I think it was about August again, prior to the big launch of the 100 days. So I was very familiar with it. In addition, I'm the chairperson of the ABC Business Network here in Northern Ireland, and so I'm very much aware of the important role small businesses have throughout the community, and how important it is, to be supported and to get support. So I really, it means a lot to me. And knowing of the Small Business Saturday campaign, I was, I jumped on the bandwagon as soon as I heard they were looking for nominations. I was in there. I really wanted to get involved, and really have thoroughly enjoyed it so far. That's it.
It's a great community, right? Because we were just comparing notes before we came on live, and Ruth actually has been a Small Biz 100 the longest. So Ruth, what has the campaign meant to you?
I think when you set up your own business, the most terrifying thing, and also really isolating. As an accountant, I'm really fortunate to already know what I need to do in terms of bookkeeping and tax and all of that stuff. But there's still loads that I didn't know what to do. And it's so isolating just to sort of leave that kind of corporate job where you have colleagues and people who know what they're doing and set up on your own. For me, Small Business Saturday is to join a community. It's to become part of something bigger than what your business is by itself. And just to not do it on your own. People generally, I think, within the campaign are really generous when it comes to giving advice and support. And it's so important, particularly if you work on your own, to have a really good network. And the Small Business Saturday community just is part of that. It's an opportunity to shout about small businesses and how important they are, and to really sort of be able to compete in terms of a voice with the big companies that we hear about all the time.
I mean, that's so true. I think my first year of running my business, I struggled quite a lot, because even though I came from quite a small team, I worked for a massive American company, but there were 5 of us in the UK. And even coming from that sort of small level of team, one of the things that I found a huge struggle was I went from going into an office every day to working at home on my own, and not really having anyone to bounce ideas off, not having anyone to share frustrations with, and that kind of, when you're doing that, when you're so early on in your business as well, and you're doing it on your own, and you have come from corporate life, it just makes doing something that you love quite difficult. The community is brilliant, and it's nice because every year another 100 get added. There's another 100 new businesses that you get to know, and I'm finding that Facebook group actually is really great for finding so many things. I recently posted in there to get a present for just a small thing to send to my sister, because I was doing a video call with my nephew and trying to keep him occupied while she had a little bit of a break because my brother-in-law had COVID. And he said to her, "Mummy, why are your hands so rough?" And she said, "It's because I've been washing my hands a lot," because she was running up and down the stairs with stuff for my brother-in-law and then washing her hands. So put a call in the group for, can anyone recommend a small business that does hand creams? And I got an answer and sent her a thing. And so in that sense, even just for finding things to buy, because let's face it, we all want to support small businesses, and it's a great place to do that. So I love that community. And Taran, you mentioned Louise. How long have you known Louise? Because I've known her for a couple of years, and she's a brilliant advocate for Small Business Saturday in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, it must be since about 2016 I met her. And again, obviously Louise is from Northern Ireland, so bumping into her from a wide variety of events, but she's just a great source of information and connections. So again, if I had to mention one person is to thank for getting into the small business group, it would be Louise, and following in her footsteps, sort of thing. That's it.
Amazing. So Taran, I saw you at the tour in Belfast this year.
Indeed, you saw that video.
And I saw you hypnotizing people. So tell us a little bit about that.
Indeed, I think it's very important. You know, this hypnosis is a strange topic, full of myths. You know, I think one of them, you know, for my sort of promotional video that I sent off to get picked was the idea that I want to promote hypnosis, and overcome some of the myths, or a lot of the myths that are out there. And the best way to demonstrate hypnosis is to do hypnosis. So hopefully you got some knowledge and fun out of that. You know, so I do. I mean, that's how I started. So I say I've doing hypnosis since 2010, so about 11 years now, coming up on 11 years, and I've been doing it full time since 2016 in the therapy setting. But I started out just doing entertainment stuff, and you know, that's how I found out, you know, the powerful side of it. So just as I did, sticking Matt's feet to the floor and then making him forget his name was shows and demonstrates if you can forget your name, you can forget an anxiety. So as much as it's a fun side of it, it's showing the usefulness of hypnosis in a more serious setting. So trying to get that across in an entertaining way. I think entertainment is the best way to get things across.
Definitely. And just one of my regular viewers, Richard, you're forgiven for running late today. It's, to be fair, I think coming back to the fact that Small Business Saturday is not just for shops. What you've just explained about what you do is a brilliant example of the type of small business that can get involved. So yeah, and the same for Ruth. Coming back to Ruth, you did a really interesting thing in your region after you became a Small Biz 100. You kind of took on a little bit of the Small Biz 100 and did a more local version of it. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. We for quite a few years we've run the Rochdale 30. Which has been fantastic. The council have been really supportive, which is great. But each year, you know, we've opened up applications and we've had people put in an application to be a Rochdale 30. And so again, what we do is that we promote one a day for 30 days leading up to Small Business Saturday. There's a Rochdale of Small Business social media handles that do that, and the council tweets and the town centre management tweets and various other organisations across the town. And then we have like a reception at Rochdale Town Hall, which is the most beautiful building. And the mayor comes along and shakes everybody's hand and hands out certificates. And there's we have a photographer who comes and takes pictures. And the local news website, they always run it with a list of all of our 30 businesses. And so just like the Small Biz 100, I suppose, it's a real opportunity for those 30 businesses to pick up that publicity and really push their brand, to give them just to raise awareness, you know, and to give them a platform to raise awareness.
That's incredible.
I might have to steal that idea.
It's hard work. It is hard work.
I was going to say, it's hard work sort of mobilising people locally. It does take a lot of work. And as we were just saying before we came on, that I'm organising an event in Hillingdon where I live. And I've been trying to organise a Small Business Saturday in Hillingdon ever since I became a Small Biz 100 in 2016. So it's only taken me 5 years. But just getting commitment from people and having people involved. And we're really, I mean, I feel like we're really lucky because we've got two of the biggest organisations in Hillingdon, Uxbridge Business Park and Love Uxbridge, who are helping us by sponsoring the event. So that's a kind of example of small business and big business coming together to do something really good. And all of our stall holders in our market are all local small businesses, two of whom are Small Biz 100s. So it's just really nice to be able to bring that together and have something to celebrate small businesses, especially after the nearly 2 years that we've had. So it's
Just to encourage you with that, Manal. I mean, a few years ago, I did a small business Saturday Christmas market, and that was very much supported by one of the shopping centres in Rochdale Town Centre. And so we held it in there, and we just set up market stalls in the main mall, which was brilliant. But they were so pleased with it that they then picked it up, and now I don't know what the impact of COVID has been, but certainly up until then, they were running these small business markets once a quarter where the stalls were free and you just rock up and do your thing. And that's amazing for me because I don't have any involvement in it at all anymore, which is great because it frees you up to do other stuff, but still, you know, the impact of small business is there.
That's true, and it's a great way to really pull businesses together because I know I've lived in Hillingdon for I think 11 years now, and it wasn't until I started my business that I really got to know other small businesses in the borough because I was going into London every day. I only really was in the borough evenings and weekends. So it's just such a fantastic way to get to know like other small businesses in your region. And sort of come together to do something like to support each other, which is another thing I think about Small Business Saturday. We've talked about sort of the support within the Small Biz 100 group. I feel like it's a day where if you decide not to do a sale or an offer or something like that, you can actually go out and support other small businesses. So do either of you have plans for the actual day?
I think, well, this year we've not done Rochdale 30. This year it's with all of the restrictions, it's just made it really difficult. And so yeah, I mean, Small Business Saturday, I'll be in my local small businesses.
That's it. Again, weather permitting, as you saw with the street hypnosis I did with Matt, then I'm hoping to maybe go out and just do some street hypnosis out in the streets of Belfast, just to and to promote and try and maybe use some of the skits and connect with the Small Business Saturday name. You know,
Amazing.
So that should be fun.
I think, do you know what? I think that's going to be such a draw because it's people when they're out and they see something and then they see people gathering round. It's kind of human nature to go and say, "Oh, what's going on there?" So it's definitely worth being out and about on Small Business Saturday, even if you're not, you've not got anything specific planned. I generally will go out and buy my Christmas tree on that day. From the stall in Uxbridge that did my wedding flowers, and buy my Christmas wreath, and I'll start my Christmas shopping because there's always a market on. But whatever you do on that day, the thing that I think makes a big impact is how much buzz there is on social media around Small Business Saturday. So if you're out and about supporting small businesses, grab a picture of yourself buying something, post it on social media, use the hashtag SmallBizSatUK, and tag that business, because every little bit of exposure for us is important, and it makes a huge difference when somebody who's bought something from you says how brilliant it is. So Richard's got a specific comment for you. Could you hypnotize people to support small businesses, please? That's a great question.
It's a good question. Again, you have to use hypnosis in the right way. You can't use hypnosis against someone's will. So if they, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't want to support small business. Sometimes circumstances or whatever, but I think everybody wants to anyway. So I don't think we need to do that just yet. But yeah, hypnosis has to be with your permission.
Absolutely. I think I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this whole sort of pandemic time has really shown how resilient small businesses are, B, what great customer service you get from small businesses, and C, how much the public wants to support us. And I don't know, Ruth, have you felt sort of what impact has that had on you?
I think being involved in Small Business Saturday, for me, I think has kind of given me a platform that I wouldn't otherwise have had. That you can associate yourself with the Small Business Saturday name, and that kind of gives you some credentials, doesn't it? I'm really fortunate that even 7 years on, I'm still the kind of go-to person for our local news website when it comes to when it comes to small business news. And so when the roadshow was in Manchester last week, I got an email from our local news website just asking for a quote, and which is great that, you know, so many years in, and I'm still sort of getting that from it. I think also that by being involved in Small Business Saturday, for me, again, it showed a willingness to support small businesses, and that really helped my reputation as, you know, what I do is to support small businesses. That's my job. And so it really helped me to, to establish that reputation locally, which was great.
I think that's another thing, a key thing about getting involved with Small Business Saturday. And Tarun, I will come to you in a second about that, but is the opportunities that you get. So you talked about having that press opportunity in Manchester, and I know I've had those opportunities. Well, I mean, it's through Small Business Saturday that I do things like events for BT. I got this snazzy new hoodie today for the tour for this year because I did a workshop. But I would never have been able to do a workshop for BT on my own. They wouldn't know me from Adam. But, you know, I've done things like gone to 11 Downing Street and spoken to Philip Hammond. I've been invited to the House of Lords. I've been on local television. So just things like that are really huge opportunities that you get by getting involved with Small Business Saturday. And Tarun, what have you felt has worked for you by getting involved?
Again, you know, so for my day, which was seems like forever ago, it was day 30, and we're now on to day 82. I did I offered a prize, a competition to win some therapy sessions, and that went well. The lady who won's come along and has received her therapy, feeling great. Now it was for fear of flying, so we want to just give it a couple of more months and get her on a flight and make sure all's well there, but everything's going in the right direction. I also handed out, and it's still available. If you go to my website, there's this free download for a book on visualization. So that's feel-good.today, and if you do /small-biz, you can still download that little ebook. So yes, it's just opportunities. But doing that competition, obviously, I got a lot of people from all over the place, and again, the beauty of hypnosis, it works over or Zoom or Skype or whatever. So you don't, you know, I mean, I work with people all over the world, from Australia to America to Canada to UK mainland, you know, all over. So that's the beauty of it. I can run a competition, and it's really a global, you know, I've got a global audience for that. So the small business teams, you know, supporting that and retweeting and sharing on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and stuff really is, you know, the way to that I've got exposure from that. So that's been a great help.
And that's the thing, right, is that as a small business, we often don't have massive networks ourselves. And that's the beauty of the Small Business Saturday campaign and the team behind it, and the lovely Michelle Collins, who works so hard on the social channels for Small Business Saturday. She's amazing, her and her team, making sure that all of us get that exposure, get that retweet, get that share, get that Facebook post that helps us be seen by other people. So it's an amazing, amazing campaign to be involved in.
And the other thing
sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say the other thing I did. I made the decision to, and I didn't do it on Instagram, but on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, I've liked, commented, and shared the Small Business Saturday Person of the Day every day, which is why I know without thinking about it, because I just did it this morning there for day 82. So I say day 82's business is, day 83's business is, and it's helped me. Number one, it's helped me connect with the other participants, but also again, Michelle and the team, they've been retweeting my tweets and shares. So again, I've seen my metrics going up through the various platforms because of that. So that's, again, big thank you to them as well for that.
Michelle, to be relentless is exactly what I did when I was a Small Biz 100. Me too. That's I remember a couple of years ago, actually, Michelle, I did a session for the new intake of the Small Biz 100, saying how can you make the most of this opportunity? And my top tip was share everything that anyone posts, like share all the posts daily about that day's business. Just connect with everyone and get visible on social media, because the whole point of this campaign is shouting about small businesses. And like, there are nearly 6 million of us, and if we all come together, we're a massively loud voice. Alone by myself, not so much, but all together, people do have to sit up and take notice. So
indeed,
absolutely the right thing to do is get involved.
And sometimes it's a challenge. Again, I might need some of your advice on that. But sometimes some of the LinkedIn tags and trying to at them and it's not coming up and stuff. Take a bit of time sometimes to do all that.
For LinkedIn.
That's it.
Because she really doesn't. It is difficult, though. I find that as well. Sometimes it works on your mobile, but not on your laptop, and vice versa.
Oh, and I'm not a mobile person. Despite my youthful age, youthful looks, I'm not that young to be a mobile-friendly person.
Richard says liking and commenting are a good way to support businesses.
Indeed,
and it's true. A like and a comment doesn't really cost you anything. It costs you a couple of seconds of your time. But for us, it's a massive difference. It's
really appreciated.
Sort of difference of someone discovering us versus not. So absolutely, liking and commenting costs nothing, but means a whole lot to small businesses. Well, we're about almost out of time. I want to thank you both for joining me today. I'll just leave you with one sort of last thought as we wrap up, is that Small Business Saturday is actually a brilliant way to kickstart your shopping, your Christmas shopping season. So if you're looking to up your December sales, having a Small Business Saturday offer is an absolutely brilliant way to do that. And I've got something for you. So I've got my ebook, which tells you how to create a Small Business Saturday offer, an irresistible one, and how to promote it. And this is the important bit, how to follow up so that people who've bought from you once come and buy from you again. And this ebook is not just for people who sell to consumers. It's for businesses who sell to other businesses too. Everything in there is marketing theory, but you can take that and put it into practice and create an offer for yourself. And the best thing is that framework can be used at any time of the year. So it's not just limited to Small Business Saturday. Do check out the Small Business Saturday website. The tour is still happening at the moment. It's winding its way down the country to London. I'm going to be at the Richmond stop on the 1st of December. So if you want to come and see me, come and say hello at Richmond. There are loads of workshops happening every day of the tour. There are loads of Facebook Lives. Do everything you can to support this tour. It's going to make Small Business Saturday even bigger and better this year. This is the last marketing mix of the year whilst I take a break and get my guests lined up for next year. So if you want to see a guest on the marketing mix, or you think you want to be one, you've got something to share about how you market your business, get in touch with me, Manal at marketingbymanal.com, and we can talk. Just leaves me to say a massive thank you to Turan and Ruth for spending some time with me today to talk about their experience. It's been really great learning about your businesses. Go and check out Feel Good Hypnosis and Pringle Accountants, because buying from small is the way to go. And with that, I'll leave you for the rest of the year. Marketing Mix will be back in January, so I will see you then. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.